Waldorf teaching is an avocation. It's really a way of life. It's a meditative practice. It's something that you need to care deeply about. It has to become a passion, really.
It's about coming to work every day, looking forward to the work, feeling that the work that you're doing is meaningful.
To work as a Waldorf teacher means to work in freedom.
The freedom to teach the life lessons that will live in a student and blossom later in life.
Good morning, Rita. Good morning, Sequoia. Good morning. The Waldorf faculty holds the child at the center of their work. Every child is known in a Waldorf school. No child is hidden. The individual stands, the human being stands at the center of Waldorf education. It is the sole reason why Waldorf education exists.
Right, we will have to adjust.
Waldorf teaching is the best gig in town because it educates not just the cognitive side of man, not just the physical side of man, but also the spiritual side of man. As a Waldorf teacher, I am able to educate the whole human being. Part of being a Waldorf teacher is recognizing that your students are slightly different people today than they were yesterday. And you are a slightly different person than you were yesterday. You are constantly changing and redeveloping yourself.
That's true. We do have beautiful things to do.
I couldn't be a Waldorf teacher if I didn't do the inner work, the work that's required inwardly and daily to bring what I'm able to bring into the classroom. It's essential. I feel that there's wisdom behind the pedagogy, the wisdom that comes from anthroposophy, which is about the wisdom of the human being.
I think the phrase goodness, beauty, truth is at the heart of the human being, what it means to be human. And the curriculum really does emphasize that on a daily basis.
I, as a teacher, really need to stand as a model of what it is to be a human being. There's a consciousness that has to come into every gesture because that is imitated by the young child.
I wish.
For the good, I seek the truth. I love the beautiful. My best I do.
As an elementary school teacher, I still need to be worthy of imitation because I think it's at least as much about who I am as what I am telling them. We have all this freedom, but we really can only use that if we have a real understanding of the children and their developmental stages of why we are to bring things at a certain time.
The Waldorf High School training allowed me to see teenagers in a new light. I was able to see them as beings on the threshold, just ready to cross that threshold, but afraid to do so. It's an incredible paradox of seeing how free they really are and secretly being pretty scared about how much freedom they really have.
My 93 is over here, and it should be over here.
As a high school teacher, my job is to open the door for them so that they can cross that threshold.
All these need to be sort of shifted around here, aren't they?
So all this curriculum is all in order to allow them to become who they truly are in a free sort of way, not what I think they should be or what you think they should be.
Thank you so much.
The length of time that a class teacher spends with the class and that journey that you go through from first grade to 8th grade is a real gift. You really get to know the students on a very, very deep level, and it is a true gift that one receives in Waldorf education.
I was working as an artist. I was very successful. I was a fiber artist. I was exhibiting in museums and doing craft shows, but something inside was missing for me. And I met a Waldorf teacher, and within a few short minutes, just experiencing how she was with the children that we were caring for, I knew that I had to know more about what was behind what she was doing.
I was a history major in college, and I accidentally found my way into banking. And while there were elements of banking that I really did enjoy, I felt as though there was nothing over the long term that would really challenge me. And I also felt as though I really wasn't making a difference in the world. And so one day I was sitting on the bus on the way home from work, and in reading about Waldorf education, it really felt like it was something that was calling to me, something that I wanted to do. And as soon as I finished that article, it was like magic. I can't describe it. I knew as I stepped off the bus that this is what I was going to do.
I like the idea of, oh, there's a challenge out there. Oh, I don't know anything about building a house. I'm going to have to learn that. I never thought I could sing. Storytelling was definitely something I didn't know I could do. I have had to overcome my deep fear of public speaking. If I thought, oh, I would love to be a teacher, but I don't have that kind of presence. But actually, it doesn't happen like that at all.
One of the challenges of being a Waldorf high school teacher is that I'm asked to do so many different things. I'm not a chemist by any stretch of the word, and some of my best lessons, ironically, have been chemistry. I have to transform myself from a math teacher to a chemist, which is not my usual being. And the transformation that my students see in me enlivens them. They can see that it's possible for them to also transform, to also see new things in a new way, that they may feel that self-transformation is the key to freedom, that you can change yourself and become anything is the ultimate freedom in the world.
The hours, yes, they're long and they're challenging, but the hours in a lot of other professions and jobs that are worth doing are also long.
For anyone who's wanting to grow and develop themselves and make a contribution, I can't think of a better way.
You're not working in isolation.
We are actually creating the school together. We come together to study children, to study classes. And that is really exciting to me, to know that I'm not alone in the classroom.
We all hold each other as colleagues to very high standards. I've got my hand on two people's bootstraps and they've got their hands on mine, and we're all pulling ourselves up to this very high level. We're trying to make the world a better place through education.
In Waldorf education, the teachers are part of the administration, and they have really the sole and predominant voice in how the curriculum is developed in the school. And that's what's really wonderful about it, is that there isn't this large overarching authority that tells you exactly what you must do and how you must present the curriculum.
The teachers are involved in the pedagogical decisions. We make decisions together. That's not always easy, but we work together, and I think that's really unique.
You're very much part of a truly an international human movement.
I know that there are Waldorf teachers around the world that I feel connected to all of them in some way as colleagues. And I know that when I'm sitting in a meeting and we're beginning our meeting with a verse, I know that somewhere around the world, at some time during the day, there is another meeting going on of Waldorf teachers working together in much the same way that I am with my colleagues here.
There are Waldorf schools all over the world, and they are a tremendous source for my teaching. The colloquiums that I've been to, the network of Waldorf teachers around the world are a tremendous source of help for all of us. They're also working within this same framework of Waldorf education. It's invaluable.
In Waldorf education, what is rewarding is the people that you're working with have come together for something that is very special and that at its heart is very good. And they put aside their own personal benefits, their own aggrandizement. They're really coming with a purity of motive. And I think in that kind of environment, you really have a lot of magical kinds of things that happen. It makes you feel good, frankly, to be a human being.
If someone wants to make a difference in the world, I can't think of anything more relevant for our times than becoming a Waldorf teacher.